Hey there, everyone. I'm back with some more Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles standard decks. And today's deck is actually Izzet Spellementals. It's one of the three different Izzet builds that are out there right now. And this one's actually been making some noise on the ladder as of late. And I wanted to give it a shot there. The reason why I wanted to give it a try is because it reminded me a lot of a deck that was around for standard about 24, 25 years ago. It was the Demir Psychotog deck, which had a similar strategy where it would kind of gain somewhat of a board advantage, and then bounce all the permanents back to your opponent's hand, and then you'd float the mana to recast your Psychotog, and then power it by discarding cards. This one, though, is powered by getting instants and sorceries into your graveyard, and then when you foresee you're going to be able to get board control, you can flash in the Eddie Merc Crab or cast the Hearth Elemental on your turn, and to get them in. They're big creatures, and what they do is they discount the cost of casting the Thunderflock. Oftentimes, you're going to be able to cast this Thunderflock for 2 blue. And the cool thing about it is when you cast it, it returns all non-elemental creatures to their owner's hand. All the creatures in our deck are elementals, so it doesn't affect you. And this gives you some pretty solid board control, allowing you to strike your opponent with some heavy damage from an already cast Eddie Merc Crab or Hearth Elemental from the previous turn. And you can, if you have a lot of them, you can actually do this on repeating turns where your opponent just can never get anything to stay on the board, and you're hitting them for 5, 10, 14, 15 points of damage at a time. And ways to power the discounts on the crab and the hearth elemental is stuff like Winter Night Stories. A lot of times you're going to be drawing 3 cards, but instead of discarding a creature card, you're going to want to discard 2 cards that are instants and sorceries. So oftentimes you'll be doing that. That'll allow you to fill up your graveyard quickly, and then you can recast it using the Harmonize ability. Oftentimes we'll be holding on to our creatures since we want to cast them, and since they're all elementals. And then the deck runs 28 combined total instants of sorceries. A lot of it is card draw, and then bounce and counter magic, and a little bit of burn to take out your opponent's creatures directly or throw them at the dome of your opponent. So that's a deck. It's pretty efficient and pretty consistent. So I wanted to give it a shot there. But before we get started, just a quick reminder: if you're into the MTG Arena gameplay videos and you like seeing all the new standard stuff that's going on right now, you might consider subscribing. And I'm always posting new videos on a more regular basis now, so you might give that a shot, and you'll stay up to date when I post anything new. So let's go ahead and hop on the ladder, and we'll give it a shot and see how we do with the Izzet Spellementals deck. Okay, so we're on the draw. Got plenty of land. Yeah, let's go ahead and keep this. That's a red draw. Go ahead and do the Spire Bluff. We'll go ahead and pass. We're doing the Lifegain, mono white Lifegain, looks like. I think we can scry that to the bottom. Yeah, we'll go ahead and pass there. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and sear the channeler. I'll put the counter on the lurker bat, but that's fine. Do a sleight of hand. That's pretty good. Take the Thunderflock. And yeah, we'll pass there. Gonna pay the 2 life. And what I think we'll do is we'll hold up our mana for the Long Rivers Pool and the Burst Lightning. The next turn we'll cast the Hearth Elemental and the Sunderflock. Should be able to pull that off. Okay. That's gonna put a counter on Johnny's Pride Mate. Which is fine. Nah. We gotta counter that. Nice. Even better. Cost 3. Yeah, we'll just leave it like that. We'll tap down those creatures with the Eddie Merc Crab. And then next turn we'll cast the Sunderflock. Oh, that sucks. We'll get it back, though. Go ahead and play that. Tapped. I'll go ahead and attack there. And then we'll pass. Pretty good. Let's see what kind of juice we can get. Yeah, that's pretty good. Do your thing, Sunderflock. I'll go ahead and attack there. Cast another elemental. Nice. Sweet. That was a good win. Good comeback there. Alrighty. Yeah, this is a playable hand. Go ahead and keep it here. Okay. Let's see. Guess we'll go ahead and pass there. see. Whenever an opponent casts a spell with mana value 3 or less, this creature deals 1 damage to that player. That sucks. What is that? 2 to cast. Let's go ahead and... I'll just go ahead and time walk that back. Now we'll go ahead and do Winter Night Stories. Draw 3 cards. Ugh. We'll discard 2 cards. Gosh. I think I'm gonna dump those because I want to get a better card draw out of that. That just was not very good. Okay. Scry that to the bottom. Ah, getting a lot of land. Alright, well, let's go ahead and cast our Hearth Elemental. No blocks. Go ahead and take it. Ouch. Okay. We'll play that tapped. Let's see. I think we'll go ahead and cast that. Is that an elemental? Ugh, that sucks. Now we'll just have to shoot that. We'll take a point. Going after our graveyard. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and cast Opt to see what we get before we do anything else. Already have one. I'm going to go ahead and put that away. There we go. That was better. And I'm going to go ahead and do another Sunderflock. Knock him down to the same life total that we're at. I'm going to attack there. So they're really light on the land. Okay. We'll take it. Okay, this is actually a playable hand. Go ahead and keep this. Ideally, I'd like to get another land and another instant or sorcery, and we'll be in good shape. Okay. We got the land. Yeah, we'll take the Hearth Elemental. Landfall. Yeah, we'll do a sleight of hand. See what we can get out of it. Winter Night Stories. That works. That's pretty good here. They got their landfall stuff going. 10? Because it doubles power. That's pretty good. Alrighty. Gosh, we might not survive next turn. Let's see what we can get here. I'm gonna scry that away. Discard our hand, then draw 2 cards. Be living pretty dangerous, but we're probably gonna be toast. Let's do it. Yeah, we can survive this turn. I'm not sure that'll happen though. Yeah, that's toast. We don't even have we never had a shot. They just smashed us. We'll let them get the win. Look at that, 68. Oh, jeez. Nice. That was a steamrolling. Alright, so we are on the draw. Yeah, we can keep this. We have some early draws. See how it goes. Yeah, gotta do the steam vents. Go ahead and pass there. Badger Mole Cub. That's pretty good. Gonna have to bolt the cub though. Okay. No, go ahead and pass. Twirl that pizza, Leo. Another badger mole. Yeah, that's fine. Well, let's see here. Yeah, that's fine. Because I want to get as many instants of sorceries in the graveyard. So instead of using Long River's Pool, I'm going to do the gonna use the burst lightning, and that'll be before Shredder hits the battlefield. I'm gonna do an opt. Yeah, we'll keep that. Let's see. Let's try that. Not give me what I want. You gotta counter that. So we need some answers, so I'm going to go ahead and... How many do we have in the graveyard? We have 5. That's enough to get our Hearth Elemental out. And the crab. I'm going to go ahead and scry that to the bottom. There we go. That helps. And we'll go ahead and pass. We'll counter that. Finally, the spell snares came in useful. Go ahead and attack. Now let's lock down those two. Nice. Go ahead and use Sunderflock. Sweet. Yeah, that's pretty good, Super Shredder. Alright. Let's go ahead and end it here. Nice. That locked him down. We got the win. Sweet. Alright, so we're on the play. Sure. Oh yeah, we'll definitely counter that. Looks like mono black demons, if I was to guess. We'll do a sleight of hand. We'll take that Sunderflock, and we'll pass. Yeah, we'll counter that too. And we'll pass the turn. Yeah, an unstoppable slasher. I had a feeling that was going to be showing up here. Sure, that's fine. Go ahead and use the Eddie Merc Crab. Tap that down. Yeah, we'll do a Sunderflock. And we'll pass. Let's do a sleight of hand. See if we can get something. Ooh. That's what we want. We'll clear the board. Get rid of that demon. Nice. And we'll pass the turn. That was a good sleight of hand there. Ah, it's a new card. Savante Romero, Times Exile. Trample at the beginning of combat on your turn. Put a +1/+1 counter on Savante Romero. Then you draw X cards and lose X life, where X is the number of counters. Okay. That's pretty good. Yeah, we had him. Okay, that's a cool card though. Okay, so that was the Izzet Spellementals deck. Pretty solid. Other than getting steamrolled by that mono green landfall deck with Una, that thing wiped us out. Wow, that was quick. Um, it did really solid, and I was pretty happy with the way it played. We were able to get some nice control there with it, and it is as advertised. The Thunderflock is really strong, along with the Edinburgh Crab and the Hearth Elemental, and just the ways you're able to consistently fill up your graveyard and gain control of the board pretty quickly. It almost doesn't matter what your opponent has on the board. You just send it all back to their hand, and you wipe them out there. So let's go ahead and run over to Moxfield real quick. I'll show you what the deck costs, what it costs to craft in Arena, and show you the sideboard real quick there. Okay, so here we are in Moxfield. This is the deck, and it's pretty solid. One thing I will note about it that I'm surprised it wasn't in the original deck list that I had found playing it is it didn't have at least one copy of Cavern of Souls. The reason why is we have all elementals, so it makes some sense to at least have one copy. So what I did is I went ahead and just added one copy in, replacing an island. That way it still gives us some consistency, and at worst, it's a colorless mana source to cast your instants of sorcery. At best, it helps you cast your elementals, able to get them through without being countered. So that's pretty nice. It does have the sideboard if you're interested in playing a best of 3 version of it. It's got a null to take on the artifacts, fire magic for some board wiping, some graveyard hate with Soul God Lantern, some more counter magic and spot artifact removal, and then a little bit of creature and planeswalker removal as well. And it also runs a raw crackling wit, so it's a pretty sound deck altogether. So the deck's going to cost you $296.41 if you wanted to play it in paper. And if you wanted to build it on Arena, it would run you 15 commons, 30 uncommons, 22 rares, and 3 mythics. That's actually pretty good considering most of the standard decks I've seen have run 30 or more rares and 5 to 15 mythics. And this one's also on the lower price end for the deck that it is, so for a standard deck. So that's pretty cool, and it's like I said, it's pretty consistent. Okay, so that's the deck. You see what it costs to build on Moxfield and the sideboard it had, and I'll make sure to leave a link to the deck list in the video description if you want to check it out. And it will be updated with the Cavern of Souls, like I've done here. I've gone ahead and added to the deck here and put it into it. So that'll be the version that I would recommend to play. So that'll do it for this one. I'll be back again soon, everybody, with some more deck videos, more standard. Going to do some Commander Brawl stuff coming up here real quick as well, too. So stay tuned for that. But until next time, everybody, you have a good rest of your day, and we'll see you next time.